we have got some, bullish news. This is like massive hard-on bullish news, okay? I'm sorry, I'm being just vulgar here, but this is a big deal. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I will be the first one to tell you that Bitcoin could, tomorrow, drop to $1,000. We have things like Tether, which is a disease, that if that goes down, the prices go down, in my opinion, would be very temporary. But I do feel bullish about Bitcoin overall. I really feel we're going to see a $25,000 to $50,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year. So many things need to happen before that happens, right? We have to have some regulation. We got to get some ETFs. We got to get some Lightning Network. There's a lot of things that need to fall in place to achieve that. Those things are falling in place. Now, before we get into this video and I share with you some really bullish fucking just great shit and even some information from Palm Beach Confidential, which you guys need to read this. It covers the conspiracies of cryptocurrency. Like, it's pretty interesting. I'm actually glad to see that they are recognizing the bullshit. So yeah, I'm going to start off by playing a clip. So the CBOE right now has applied for an ETF through the SEC. Now the CFTC granted the CBOE and the CME the futures contracts, right? I firmly believe the CBOE will be one of the first to actually get the ETF. Now, I'm going to play you a clip of why I suspect that. Now, this is a clip from the SEC and the CFTC Senate hearing from earlier this year. If you haven't watched this, you need to watch it, okay? And if you haven't watched it in a while, you need to watch it again. Because if you see what the market is currently doing, you'll see that this meeting was not a waste of time. And it was actually very productive for the market. But there's one piece in here I want you guys to pay attention to. And now they cover this several times, okay, through various avenues, but I want you to pay attention to this next part.
On allowing, for example, futures trading on Bitcoin. And I would just wonder, you've allowed future trading contracts on Bitcoin, yet the SEC has not allowed ETFs. I'm just worried that we need a much more coordinated effort, because I think the potential writ large amongst crypto assets and the underlying blockchain could be as transformational as wireless was years ago. And I think we're going to need a much more coordinated effort. I know my time's expired, but if you could both quickly comment on that, I'd appreciate it.
I believe it is critically important that we coordinate on this. I believe that we are all both individually and collectively understanding our authorities, understanding this new technology, working around it. There was a communication amongst myself, Chairman Clayton, the Treasury Secretary, and others in connection with Bitcoin futures. And Bitcoin futures are quite different than the Bitcoin market. The Bitcoin is an anonymous area. Bitcoin futures is fully transparent to the regulator. Bitcoin retail, Bitcoin futures mostly institutional and high net worth. Bitcoin futures regulated. Bitcoin futures regulated, Bitcoin unregulated. And with Bitcoin futures, we're now having visibility into underlying spot markets and data from those markets that we would not otherwise have.
Completely agree on coordination. Like I said, I break it down into three areas.
Now, he very clearly said that with the futures market, they obtained data they would not have otherwise obtained. The futures market was a blessing. The reason that the CFTC went ahead and allowed the futures market was because of the fact they needed data. The best way to get data of the Bitcoin markets and the things that they don't understand was to allow the futures. And it was a success, a massive success. This SEC and the CFTC both obtain information that they deem as priceless and invaluable as far as the cryptocurrency markets goes. Now, because the CBOE went in there and actually did the futures and shared their data with the CFTC, and the SEC was 100% compliant with them and making sure to put light in all the dark spaces of Bitcoin and the markets. Because of that, I firmly feel that the CBOE will get this ETF that they're asking for without a doubt. I have no doubt that they will get that ETF. Look at what he said. there was a transparency that the CBOE offered to the CFTC to make this project work. And a lot of money was made, and even more money is going to be made. So I firmly believe that the SEC will grant the ETF to the CBOE 100%. And it's going to be something like what happened in the futures market. There's going to be a level of transparency, insight, put some light on the dark spaces that we don't see. I really feel it's going to come. Now, if you weren't aware of this, this is bullish news, and it's something you definitely need to check out and see for yourself. As far as like the rest of Bitcoin news out there, it's nothing but bullish. Nothing but bullish. Even with a down market, $22 billion did disappear from the market. But even in a down market, yeah, there's some people saying some shit, but there's nothing like bearish. Everything is bullish. Everything's optimistic. There's a lot of optimism in the market right now. Now, in that SEC hearing, the CFTC chairman said something that I think we all need to pay attention to. He was talking about one of his mentors, how his mentors, they're talking about the market going up and down. He started laughing, and one of the senators said, "Do you have something you want to add?" And he said, "Yes, I do, actually." He tells a story about how one of his mentors told him, when they're looking at the market's extremes ups and extreme downs, well, it's real simple, his mentor used to tell the chairman. Real simple. Today the market is up because more people are buying than they're selling. And the next day the market's down. It's simple. Today the market is down because more people are selling than they are buying. And the CFTC chairman goes and elaborates that the media and pundits are always looking for an explanation, when the explanation is more than likely something very, very simple. People either buying or they are selling. It is not as simple as a simple piece of news. You know what I mean? There's not always an answer other than people want to buy or people want to sell. And the reason I'm bringing that up is I know there's a lot of bullish news, and we see a lot of bullish news, and everyone's probably thinking, well, why aren't we at 10,000? Simple. People aren't buying it. Now, yes, there's other bullshit out there. Okay, there's a lot of OTC trades that have happened, and they're flooding the market. I feel that the OTC Bitcoin is running out. Now, another piece of bullish news before we get into the Palm Beach Research Group's conspiracy is I want to cover the Lightning Network. Now, payment service CoinGate launches Bitcoin Lightning Network pilot for 100 merchants. That's a pretty big deal. That's very bullish. You know what I mean? Lightning. Here's the thing. What you got? I see about Lightning Network that a lot of people are taking for granted. You're seeing integration. You're seeing adoption, and you're seeing utilization. It's not just there. It's not just people having mental masturbation. It's people actually taking initiative. People actually making stuff happen. Lightning Network is going to change Bitcoin. And now, yeah, it's going to make it easier to transact with. But I think also on top of that, with Litecoin taking the Lightning Network also, I think Bitcoin, in my opinion, is going to be the gold and Litecoin is going to be the cash. But we're going to be able to transfer and move gold easily. It's going to be, I don't know, it's just low fees, speed, adoption. I don't know. I can't. I'm when I think about Lightning Network and I think about the effects it's going to have on Bitcoin, like it hurts my brain. It literally does hurt my brain if you think of how big this actually is. I'm not saying it solves a global problem yet, not yet, but what I'm saying is it gets us started, truly started. So, bullish news. We got the ETF. Bullish news, Lightning Network. We've got bullish news. Everything is bullish. So if you're looking at the prices today, don't flip. Now, I want to talk to you guys also about what Palm Beach Research Group has recently shared. They actually are on a little bit, not entirely, a little bit on the conspiracy train, just a little bit. And I love how they pretty much play this out. Now, the article starts off with all the critics, George Soros, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all these guys call Bitcoin a fraud, bubble, and Ponzi scheme. But every one of these entities were at one point secretly buying until they were openly buying. People fell into their bullshit trap. People bought into their bullshit. Now, Tika kind of starts off with the old TV show on HBO, Deadwood, and kind of talks about some of the plot in action that happened there and kind of related to crypto. I'll let you guys read that for yourself. There's going to be a link for this article down below so you can read it yourself. But the thing that I find the most interesting is how he highlights every day we hear about the process, the SEC cracking down on cryptocurrencies, the CFTC, a new investigation. We hear JP Morgan Chase saying they're going to fire people and blah, blah, blah. We hear all this crazy, crazy shit, right? All this things happening and people reacting and bans and endless investigations, ceaseless drumbeat of negativity from traditional press. The part that gets me is he's absolutely right about something. Guess what? It's working. It's working. Institutions are getting the best prices on cryptos since mid-2017. While the average investor is panic selling, big investors are buying. And I have been saying it and saying it and saying it, and nobody wants to believe me. And I've been saying institutional money is coming this year. And I've even said it several times. I really believe that institutional money is already here. Already. But they're just behind the scenes. And a lot of us right now are too blinded by the bullshit to actually see what's happening, which is good. Now, crypto wealth is being redistributed. Now, this is a big part of the article that I find the most fascinating. Over the last 90 days, we've seen some of the biggest investors in the world flood into cryptos. Wall Street investment bank Goldman Sachs announced that it would launch a crypto trading desk. Susquehanna, the 12th largest trading firm in the world by volume, announced it would start trading cryptos too. The firm even went as far as creating its own custody company to hold its cryptos, okay? Billionaire investor George Soros, one of the world's greatest moneymakers, gave the green light to his team to buy cryptos. Coinbase, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, launched a crypto index fund for wealthy investors and institutions. Financial services company State Street said it's considering acting as a custodian for Bitcoin. State Street has $2.7 trillion under management. Wellington Capital, with over $1 trillion assets under management, stated its intention to start trading Bitcoin. The Rockefeller family's venture capital firm, Venrock, said it is also buying cryptos. Wow. I mean, come on. Come on, you guys. Anyone right now who is doubting, anyone right now who is freaking out, anyone out right now who is just in the dumps and doesn't really see what's going to happen and who calls Bitcoin shitcoin or dump coin or crap coin and all that shit, that is short-sighted as hell, and you have fallen into the trap. The manipulation is real. Those who are selling and panicking, those are the victims. Those are the true victims. The ones who are prospering are the ones who can see past the bullshit and are buying and hodling. Okay? Just saying, guys, there's good news out there. That's all there is out there. And all this other bullshit, it's a trap. You're just saying. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone who comments, likes, and subscribes. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Peace out.